Final farewell to Pope Francis' last journey to St. Peter's Basilica and funeral highlights. On a poignant Wednesday morning, the body of Pope Francis was solemnly transported to the iconic St. Peter's Basilica, allowing the faithful to gather and pay their heartfelt tributes to a beloved leader. This momentous occasion precedes a grand funeral that is set to draw an impressive assembly of dignitaries, including U.S. President Donald Trump, the Taoiseach, Taoiseach, and numerous world leaders, all converging in Rome to honor the late pontiff. Pope Francis, who passed away at the age of 88 due to a stroke and cardiac arrest, leaves behind a remarkable legacy after a transformative 12-year papacy. Known for his progressive views, he often found himself at odds with traditionalists while passionately advocating for the marginalized and the poor. His body, resting in an open casket, was moved from the Vatican residence, where he lived, to St. Peter's Basilica. The procession began at 9 a.m., 7 a.m. Irish time, marked by the presence of cardinals and the resonant sounds of Latin chants, as the faithful lined the streets, eager to pay their respects. As the procession unfolded, long lines of mourners formed around the Vatican, eagerly awaiting their chance to say goodbye. Following the procession, a religious service will take place in the Basilica, allowing the public to visit the late Pope until 7 p.m. on Friday. Camerlengo Kevin Farrell, hailing from Dublin, led a heartfelt prayer during the ceremony. Dear brothers and sisters, with deep sorrow, we now accompany the mortal remains of our Pope Francis to the Vatican Basilica, where he often exercised his ministry as Bishop of the Church, which is in Rome, and as pastor of the Universal Church. He expressed, inviting all to reflect on the countless gifts Pope Francis bestowed upon the Christian community. A funeral service is scheduled for Saturday morning in St. Peter's Square, to be presided over by the 91-year-old Dean of the College of Cardinals, Giovanni Battista Re. It is anticipated that at least 200,000 people will attend this outdoor service, as confirmed by Fabio Siciliano, head of Italy's Civil Protection Agency. Among the attendees will be Mr. Trump, who has had his share of disagreements with the Pope over immigration policies, accompanied by First Lady Melania. Leaders from Italy, France, Germany, Britain, Ukraine, the EU, and Francis's homeland of Argentina have also confirmed their attendance. In a personal request, Pope Francis chose to be buried in Santa Maria Maggiore, a basilica close to his heart, rather than in St. Peter's, as many of his predecessors have done. He requested a simple inscription of his name in Latin, Franciscus. On Tuesday, the Vatican shared touching images of the late Pope, dressed in his vestments and holding a rosary, with Swiss guards standing vigil beside his casket. Dignitaries, including Italian President Sergio Mattarella and leaders from the Jewish community, came to pay their respects. His passing, which followed a public appearance just a day prior, has initiated a series of time-honored rituals. On Tuesday, around 60 cardinals convened to discuss funeral arrangements, with more meetings planned in the days ahead to address other pressing matters. The conclave to elect the new pope is not expected to commence before May 6, and while there is no clear frontrunner, British bookmakers have highlighted Luis Antonio Tagle from the Philippines and Italy's Pietro Parolin as early favorites. For now, the Catholic Church enters a period known as Sede Vacante, vacant seat, with Irish Cardinal Kevin Farrell overseeing ordinary affairs during this transitional time.